Hello. Good afternoon. Wow, it's all gone a bit mental, isn't it? Really? We're all still going to die of coronavirus 2 years later. Obviously, World War III is on its way with Putin and the Ukraine. I'd be more worried about North Korea if I were you. They really could start causing some trouble. Wow. Now, look, as many of you will know, I've only ever tried to tell the truth on this channel. I mean, it was set up to expose theft from the public purse, orchestrated by John Major. Hello to all the thieves at Huntingdonshire District Council, and also all the thieves at Cambridge Police, who are in fact all guilty of conspiracy to cover up theft from the public purse, until you send John Major to jail for 10 years. Which you won't do, because he's Freemasonry. He's protected. So yeah, and some of my longer term subscribers, and I know there are quite a few out there, will know that I've had death threats and all the rest of it. And all this money I'm supposed to have made, which some people keep referring to. I'm living in a one-bedroom flat. I mean, does that give you a clue? You know. Wow, we know they've cut everything. You know, they've cut my advertising, and they've basically admitted they're hacking my channel to death by saying at one point they didn't know if I was over 18 or not. So, yeah, can't you tell I've got the beautiful golden locks of a 17-year-old boy? Obviously, I'm under 18. It just amazes me. It really does. But yeah, there you go. So, wow. So I don't know if that's MI5. I don't know if that's YouTube. I don't know. It is happening. It's obviously happening. So someone's doing it, aren't they? So you know. Anyway, Biden said last night or this morning. I think it might have been late last night. I just picked it up on the news this morning. Biden has said that Putin is a butcher and a dictator, and he should be removed from office. Get rid of him. Get rid of him, he said. I think he's overdone it on the medication myself. Wow, I mean, that is just a declaration of war. There's no other thing to that. That is just get rid of him, get rid of him. They said, you know, and he was all cheery and shouty, get rid of him, get rid of him. You know, that is just a declaration of war. And I did a video, I think about 3 weeks ago. I'm not counting. That Biden and Johnson want the war, not Putin. So, or Biden and Boris want the war, not Putin. Whatever it was. So yeah, well, I mean that's just clarifying that really. The White House then came out and said that wasn't official policy. They weren't looking to change the regime. Which means they are, or at least means they want to. But I suspect, unlike some of these Afghanistan countries and all the rest of it, they can't actually send a CIA agent in to overthrow democracy and install a dictatorship, because Putin's a bit of a tough cookie, really. So for all these pro-Ukraine people, you know, who worship the sort of well, from what I've seen, their sort of private police force, this sort of Nazi thuggery, holding Ukrainian hostages, people hostage in their own home and stuff like that. You are very lucky. We are all very lucky that Putin is basically such a balanced individual. Because otherwise, last night, stroke this morning, if that wasn't the case, the world might have just gone to absolute hell in a handcart. I mean, to me, that's get rid of him. He's a butcher. He's a dictator. That's basically a direct threat to me. I don't comments, please, guys. I know you can't like the videos anymore. I don't think because they seem to have taken that off. But yeah, that's just an out and out. I mean, they've done nothing but wind Putin up since the start of this. And the BBC footage now is just laughable. I saw this morning, I think it was the supposed hospital bombing. And I saw this morning someone, I'll say someone, being dragged out of the rubble. And it was obviously a plastic arm. It was obviously a dummy. And that was all you could see, was just an arm, these emergency work, you know. But it was obviously wasn't a real person at all. So that was made up. Then they put on, this is military, this is Russian military footage, and they had a Russian warship apparently firing cruise missiles at Lviv, which is a new one. And I'm thinking, yeah, Russia have spent the last 3 weeks trying to deny this is an all-out offensive. And they're going to give the BBC footage of them launching an all-out offensive. No, I don't think they are somehow. Wow, but I put this up on Twitter. Don't know if he's blocked me yet. No, this is Bill at Lumpy 283. Obviously, MI5, the account was set up in November 2016 and he's got 38 followers. So either MI5 or he's not very good at Twitter. And he's accused me of non-factual reporting. I don't know my facts. By saying that Biden was declaring a declaration of war. This is the last one he put. Cool, start with this. The war in Ukraine is more complicated than a failed political figure's opinions about domestic politics. Well, now, as I've told you, mate, I quit because I wouldn't work with thieves. I wouldn't work with thieves at Huntingdon District Council who took 25 years of taxpayers' cash and stuffed it in their back pocket. And had free holidays to the Philippines every year because some of them were coining in $5,000 a year. I mean, oh shit. Sorry. I said something about freedom of speech. And he said, this is all on my Twitter feed, assuming he doesn't block it. So I said some of us call it freedom of speech because he said you'd have your facts wrong. Another misunderstanding, freedom from, not freedom to. Freedom from speech. Educate yourself before you post short-sighted BS. Well, it's just a tweet, mate. Bill at Lumpy 283. It's just a tweet. I told you, you've got mental health issues, mate. You've got OCD for a start because you've sent me about 20 tweets about this. You seem to have gone away now, but I'm not sure. I said something about we're not allowed an opinion now. Because obviously facts, how can you state it as a fact that Biden's declaring war? Because that is an opinion. I mean, it's right. But it's not a fact, is it? I mean, that's just me tweeting, you know. You said there were facts a few minutes ago. Your opinion is deeply flawed. I was calling it out. You don't know what you were talking about regarding the Russia-Ukraine war. And on he dribbles. if you ever look, they put a map up of Ukraine sometimes. And basically all the territory that Russia has occupied is all around the borders. The border of Ukraine. There's nothing in the middle, which would suggest a strategic military operation, like Putin said in the first place. I mean, that is just a suggestion. You don't have to take my word for it. So basically, the BBC coverage is laughable. They keep telling us there's all this hand-to-hand street fighting, but we never see any pictures. But they're telling us it's happening, so it must be. And all we see apart from that is reporters dressed in flak jackets, wearing helmets. The flak jackets come on. Wow, it's very dangerous here. A few missiles just flew overhead a few minutes ago. Well, show us then. You had the camera there. Where are all the videos on Twitter from Ukraine with all the? They all do it, don't they? That's the first thing that happens now. Maybe not the soldiers involved, but there's always bystanders and there's always people about. That's the first thing that happens now. People get their mobile phones out. Where's all the videos of this hand-to-hand street fighting and all these buildings being shelled? When in fact the BBC only ever just show buildings that are obviously in some amount of disrepair, but you know, could have been like that for the last 10 years for all we know. Sounding like inner city London. Jesus. Right, it's a military operation, okay? People are going to get hurt. People are going to get killed. That is a sad reality of life. But I've said from the beginning, this is like 3,000 miles away. It's got nothing to do with us. Absolutely nothing. And Hey, disagree with me all you want, unfollow me if you want, send me abuse if you want. I've had all the death threats and everything, like I said before. I'm putting it out there, are you?